Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. Uh, I'm starting a series purely, an exercise in, I don't know, ego. But I've seen all these Ozempic videos, thought about it, magic bullet, save your life, change your life, become skinny. If your bones get a little hollow, like, hey, birds do it every day. But I think deep down, I'm hesitant to do things that are medical or injectable. I'm afraid of needles. And so this series will be just pure lock-in, honestly, no Zempic. And I feel like this will be a good exercise in self-control, life management, change management, and, you know, just to set the structure of changing my life day to day. So this video will mostly be, hey, this is where I'm at. See the stats. What do I look like? Who I am, and be an overall more raw, authentic, approach to weight loss. I'm really looking to build a community to help me through this. And obviously, like, I'll have things come up like the in-body scan right now that I'll put up in the thumbnail somewhere, or not thumbnail, but in the video body. And I don't really understand a lot of the sections. I read the review on like how to read it, but as a fat person, it doesn't really matter. If I was an Olympian, maybe it would help me target certain areas, but to my knowledge, you can't really target fat loss or weight loss or anything in a specific ligament, maybe. I mean, if you get jacked in one arm, maybe that could be the solution. But who am I, I'm Bill, career big back. I've been overweight my whole life. I've done fad diets. I've done Jenny Craig for a time. I did the, Kaiser Permanente smart plate, little plate with little sections. And honestly, dude, I'm unaccountable. It's impossible for me sometimes, or it feels that way. And I watch a lot of YouTube. I feel like a lot of people do aspirationally. I will watch like Coach Greg, and he's like, if you buy my cookbook, you can lose weight. But it's not the cookbook. It's the low calorie, exchange between real life and, ideal food and intake, and the choice to, be a better person, right? Not that being skinny makes you a better person, but I can definitely say my life has been degraded, not degraded, diminished by my weight. How did I get this way? I grew up in a Latino mixed family. My grandma was Chinese. Everybody and their brother would always feed you as an affirmation of, comfort or care. And growing up, I feel like it was an escape. You know, uh, any traumatic experience or problems at home, go get some ice cream. I lived next to a Costco, which did not help me. I walked over, got a slice, got a hot dog, 15, 30 cent drink, things were good. And it's one of those things where it's a poison that doesn't hurt you when you drink it. Uh, I have no qualms about saying, hey, I want some ice cream, even though I'm violently lactose intolerant. And that's just kind of who I've been, and who I am. Very, very little, I can't deny myself gratification. No delay of gratification, nothing like that. If I want it and I want to eat it, I'll make a way to find and get it. And obviously it's led me astray, right? I'm a big back. I'm 6'2", actually 6'2". I'll have pictures up later with my friends who claims to be 6'1", but I doubt it. And then my other friend who's confirmed 5'10". And you could tell I'm a big boy, right? It's like those two seals that are on that rock in Finding Dory. I'm the fat seal and my friend Eric is the one with the big eyebrows. And it's just not a good way to live, So I feel like this will be my answer to how does a fat person lose weight without being too commercialized or too influencer, type moves. But, getting into the meat and potatoes, what I found to be the case is when I tracked food every day and I tried to track, I wouldn't count the oils, I'd put chili oil and stuff. I'd spray it with Pam, which was not good for me. Throw it in the air fryer, forget about it. And portion control has always been terrible. You know, now I'm living on my own in a studio. I make a pot of rice. I'm like, I have to eat the whole pot of rice. You know, and it feels wasteful to just use 1 cup, right? And these are like mental hurdles I feel a lot of fat people go through. And it's something you kind of sidestep. You know, it's like, hey, I made a whole pot of rice. I don't have to eat the whole pot of rice, but if I don't, it'll go bad. And I don't want to make less rice because, hey, that's wasteful. I'm wasting energy and water, you know? And I've always been like the trash compactor of the friend group. You know, we go out to eat, there's extras, I'm eating it, right? Oh Lord, I'm eating it. But I feel like this will be my personal diary / public community outreach call. And, you know, always feel welcome to comment or message me on Instagram or something and say, hey, I'm going through it. Are you going through it? How are things going? And I have a strong network of friends here in SF and abroad, you know, that want me to lose weight and want me to fit in, because I'm definitely holding the group back. You know, not that they don't love me or not that they're not, you know, thinking of me kindly, but my size and weight hold me back. You know, there's like those oversized Disney influencer people. I watch their videos because I didn't think I'd fit in a ride, right? So they are performing a service. I use their service. I'm like, hey, can I ride this ride? And because of my size, I may never ride a roller coaster again, right? The little, definitely not locking on my body, right? And on that note, getting on my body, I have an exotic build. I'm 6'2", regular length arms. I think I have like a 29 or 30 inch inseam for pants, which if you're a woman, it's like, I guess it's the same, but like for men's pants, like I have the legs of a 5'10" dude, but the torso of a horse, right? Like I have long body, big belly, and I carry a lot of weight on my arms, right? So I have a lot of punch actually. And then obviously like under my neck, I got the little double chin, you know, save one for later. Faster to switch to your second chin than reload. And, you know, going through it, I'll try and present it in a way that is not too hurtful or triggering for other people in the fat people community, which globally is growing at an alarming rate, right? But, you know, enough preamble. I got this in-body scan at the YMCA. Not super locally, but I guess locally. With the YMCA membership, you get one in-body scan free, and subsequent tests they charge, but I'm not sure what it would be. I would assume it's like $25-$30 is what I guesstimate. And essentially what it is, the weight limit is 550 if you want to get it yourself. So if you're over 550, I mean, you're kind of in my boat too. It's like you just gotta walk. But unfortunately, I'm 475. So I am within the range. So I did get an in-body scan. And what it told me was, 1, I'm fat. 2, I'm fat in my stomach area and my arms, which I kind of knew, but any data or metric you can use to measure change will help me in this journey, or at least that's what I'm assuming. But getting into it, I'll put it up on the screen here and review it in front of me. Body composition analysis, it's saying my fat-free mass, which I assume is bones, muscles, ligaments, all that, is 234 pounds, right? Which out of 475, I'm pretty much like 235 pounds of fat, just straight up fat, right? And my body fat mass is 241 pounds, which if you're doing math, more than 50%, like 50 point whatever percent. I think it says here, my ratio. I'm 50.6% body fat, so I'm more fat than man, which is not good. Definitely not good. My in-body score is 30, right? Definitely not good. But one thing I want to draw up, and I'll, you know, blow it up closer, is this segmental fat analysis, right? My right arm, I'm carrying 60 pounds of fat. My left arm, 60 pounds of fat. So I'm relatively even. My trunk, though, like my gut, my boobs area, 82 pounds of fat, dude. And it's kind of crazy if you think about it. Like, I'm 1 1/4 person on top of a regular person's weight in fat, right? My total body water is 173 pounds, which is the same weight as some of my friends I hang out with relatively regularly. And these are all alarming wake-up calls, but as a fat person, you kind of go, yeah, but like, I'm not killing anybody, but I'm killing myself slowly. Or maybe not so slowly, some of these hills in SF, I go up, my heart's beating crazy. Research parameters, and obviously, like, hey, if you're an expert or, a bigger health person, you could definitely review this with me, maybe, or leave some comments and, like, I don't know, provide guidance. Don't hesitate to provide me guidance. I'm trying to build a community here and get through this together. And honestly, at the end of the day, lose weight, right? And with any help I can get, I will take. I'm not super egotistic about it. The basal metabolic rate, which is the calories I would consume without doing anything, it says 2671. Which is a lot, right? Like daily recommended growing up was 2,000 calories for an adult man, I assume. So if I don't do anything, my body's consuming 2671 calories or 2,671 calories, which not super confident in the accuracy of that. But honestly, like in body's in body, I trust it as much as I can. And so going from that note, I definitely need to eat less than that to start losing weight. And then also maintain vitamins and water, because a lot of fat people that go on crash diets start losing their hair, or their nails get all messed up. So it's one of those things I'm going to be mindful of. I guess going from there, the actual stats. Going forward, this series will be more so sporadic updates. I've tried to do the daily updates in the past and track my food and stuff like that, but I've cheated, right? I've cheated, and I'm not proud of it. It just kind of happens sometimes. It's like, hey, what's your weight? And maybe you ate too much the day before, or maybe you took a picture of your meal, you locked in for the day, 11:30 you wake up, you need a cookie, right? You need a snack, you need to drink some water, you need to drink a soda, I don't have any sodas in my house. I don't have any drinks in my house. I have my little Brita water filter or equivalent, and trying to do no drinking calories, right? I'm not trying to drink any calories. My weakness is a little bit of both salty and sweet. I like peanut butter cookies, which is not good. I like cornbread. But yeah, I think my biggest problem is portion control, and then I guess urges, or I guess what's the word? I don't know. I can't control food urges or hunger urges, which is one of the things that the GLP-1 would help with. But I think if I lock in and use this as a jumping off point to keep myself regulated, it'll be a good long-term solution. And that's also why I did the InBody, because they run like an electrical current through you, and then obviously the bottom is a scale. So right now I'm 475 pounds. And it shows me how much of that is fat. So at the end of this coming month, or 30 days from this point, I'll run another InBody. And regardless of whether I cheat or don't cheat or whatever happens, it'll tell me, keep me to account, did I lose weight? And was it water weight, or was it actual fat or body mass or muscles, or my bones are thin or whatever? And this will be a good point for both of us as a accountability term. And I highly recommend you join me on this journey. If you want to get a little better, reach out to me or watch me struggle. Because it'll be a struggle for me, because honestly, like, I've been living easy. I don't wake up at 6 a.m. and run, which I don't plan on to start doing, because I feel like that's overkill. But I'm definitely going to make the body I want in the kitchen and then refine it through exercise, right? And I'll just be mindful of what I'm eating, how much I'm exercising, and hopefully it sorts itself out, because I feel like when I track it to the calorie or estimate of the calorie, I get overwhelmed and stressed, and then I end up eating more, right? And then I get in this headspace, like, I have 200 calories left, I can't eat anything. And then I end up eating everything. It's like, oh, I just ate my one meal, I'm full, ooh, I'm stressed, let me eat a banana. Actually, let me make a smoothie. And then I make a 4,000 calorie smoothie or something like that, which definitely does not help me. So, on that note, I made this salmon with sweet potatoes. Pretty good, my one meal. I should not eat any more today. I'm not hungry by any means. But I'm going to try and lock in. And we're locking in today. So tomorrow will be better. The next day will be better. And I'll be more, consistent in my eating. And the next video that comes up should be a lot more structured. Still relatively intimate, informal. But going through things that actually matter. Right? Thank you. I think that's it. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to keep in touch. Hit the little bell. I'm not sure if that matters, to be honest, but if you're here for the ride, drop a comment, hit me up on @BillFirst on Instagram. Like, these things are going, and I'm committed to change. So thanks for stopping by. See you guys later.